excited to bring to you today a reading of Gene Key 2, The Way of Orientation, from the 64 Ways by Richard Rudd. Please feel free to go ahead and comment, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and or join for more content like this and like some other content that's more physical. Gene Key 2, The Way of Orientation. The transformational way of the second gene key moves from dislocation to unity, and it's the way of orientation. Shadow, dislocation. Dilemma, agenda. Gift, orientation. City, unity. Programming partner, Gene Key 1. Codon ring, the ring of water. In the original I Ching, in the halls of antiquity, a great injustice occurred. It is part of the primal human wound. We were gifted great and marvelous treasures, secret knowledge, pure transmissions direct from the source. As soon as we left the Garden of Eden, our unfallen state as a single undivided consciousness, the treasures began arriving. Such is the compassionate nature of the universe that no consciousness can forget what it is for long. Humanity has always received the echoes of truth, the truth of our true nature. The I Ching is one of these ancient transmissions, but it's been tampered with down the eons. Its pages are weathered, and here at its beginning lies the greatest lie of all. It doesn't begin with the number 1. It can't begin with the masculine. All things emerge from the female and return to the female. This second gene key represents this primal female. It is the ultimate yin, the receptive. This is why its shadow is dislocation, because it's been dislocated by human consciousness. It's in the wrong place. It's been put into second place. It's been superseded by the masculine, by evolution. The feminine is being, the masculine is becoming. We have to understand that there is nothing wrong here. No one need be concerned. It's a perfect mistake. Evolution has an agenda. Evolution is an agenda. Everything about the dilemma of this second shadow of dislocation is about agenda. It's all about having an agenda. It's our perception that dislocates us from the truth. We cannot be separate from the truth even if we try. We are the truth, every step of the way. It's not possible for a human being to make a mistake, but at the shadow frequency, we believe that mistakes exist. We believe that we know better than life. We believe we're in control. We take the whole world on our shoulders. In fact, we're a part of life. Life is growing through us. Life is dreaming through us. Life is us. Yet we feel separate. It's not our fault. We're in a phase of our evolution in which our perception is limited by our biology, and our biology is limited by our perception. Every one of us has this gene key in our DNA. We contain them all. The programming partner is the first gene key with its shadow of entropy. This configuration is what makes us feel lost. It's the second shadow that implants this yearning inside us for home. Our home is our unity. Yet every story we live, every myth, movie, novel, soap opera, every drama in our lives has the fundamental theme of our longing for happiness, for home. We're lost children yearning for our mommy. Our sadness is so deep inside us because everywhere in the outer world, we're desperately seeking this unity, this home, and yet it always eludes us. This hollow ache is inside every human being until we've faced into it and been transformed by it. The second shadow is the shadow of our busyness. It drives us out into the world, into busyness. We've forgotten how to receive, how to simply be, and how to trust. We're already home. It's inside each one of us. It lies at a higher frequency, and it can be discovered through love. That's why we seek love. This is the codon ring of water. There's so much sadness in water. Here we find the great sadness of our civilization. There is no civilization unless the feminine is honored above all. And I don't mean women. I mean the feminine in us all, the home inside us, the sense of unity. When that's lost, we're lost. Our world is lost. It will have to decay and crumble. How sad that makes us feel, that we failed because we didn't place love above all else. Agenda is all about gender. Words all contain jokes. With the second shadow, we think we're important. We think we have to help the world. We think there's something we can do to help. All agendas emerge from distrust in life. It doesn't mean we don't act to help, but we help as a response from our love. We don't help because we feel lost, and we need something to fill the void. It's so rare to find a truly loving heart in this life. A heart that doesn't want to help us, a heart with no agenda. In fact, the heart has no agenda. Only the mind and the emotions have agendas. We're cursed by evolution. It's true. It's our curse. Our true being doesn't evolve. The yin, the void, can't evolve. Only the yang carries that agenda. So each of us has to face this deep fear of the void inside us. There is no other way to get back home. The second gift, orientation. In the Tao Te Ching, simple words lay out this journey of transformation through the second gene key. How do we find our way in life? How do we know what to do in life? How do we know what's right? These very questions are so revealing. They presuppose that we've totally lost our way. The rest of nature doesn't ask these questions. The answers are always the same, but they're always going to sound nebulous, watery. Thus we hear phrases such as, be like water, follow the water, seek the low, act by not doing. The Taoists call this Wu Wei, the art of not doing, the watercourse way. We orient ourselves as we become aware of the shadow frequencies. When we feel lost, we need to surrender to the feeling and allow it to soak into our bones. Hey! When we feel sad, dislocated, angry, hopeless, afraid, excited, joyous, blissful, enthusiastic, we can allow the feeling to become utterly infused into our DNA. All we need do is receive that which comes our way, receive and trust in everything that comes our way. We must give ourselves to it, listen to it, and let it all in. The second gift is the gift of orientation. It means we begin to open our heart up to life. We begin to allow life to resonate inside us at a higher frequency. We begin to love it. We let it crush us. We let it drown us. We let the water in. Hey! Slowly, slowly, we begin to relax. Trust is the byproduct of a host of chemicals that our DNA releases into our chemistry as we evolve. The agenda of the shadow isn't wrong. It drives us into our suffering eventually. Every human being one day reaches a stage in which they get so tired of looking outside for home, they get so disappointed by the outer world, that finally they begin to turn inwards and seek the true source of their suffering. We have to follow the river back towards its source. As we do so, we go through a transformation, a healing. Nature returns our energies to us. We open to receive the currents of life and love once again. It also works the other way around. Our acceptance of the present moment, of the way we think and feel, sends a signal into our DNA, which then releases chemicals and hormones which make us feel better. The more we surrender to everything, to every moment as perfect, the more oriented we become. The more we drop our agendas, our trying, our incessant concerns about our lives and those around us, the more we radiate the presence inside us. Then the magic occurs. Our aura, our vibration, animates our environment. It opens up the currents of the quantum field. It catalyzes transformation. We become a force of orientation for all life forms. Simply by doing nothing, we become a field of transformational forces. The gift of orientation is so profound that it creates a torus around us. That is what our trust does. We trust the suffering of another. We open our hearts to them without agenda, and they receive our trust at a cellular level. Energetically, we let others know that fear is safe. Fear is safe. That's the key sentence to this gift. Let it sink into us deeply. Fear is safe. If this is our gift, then this is our genius, to bring others out of the shadows and begin to turn them inwards towards the source inside them. To orient another person correctly, and I mean truly correctly, is to not give them advice. Advice we can get anywhere. To orient someone is to love them. It's to be with them. It's to be ourself with them. It's to let them see our weakness as well as our strength. It's to be empty like water, and yet to be full. It's to be intuitive, to trust, to soften, to yield, to flow. People don't need help. People need love. They need to be reminded of what it feels like to be in the presence of love. It's as simple as that. No agendas, just love. The second city, unity. When we're home, hey, we know we're home. All seeking comes to an end. We remember life is for living. Life is love. Love is life. All life has an innate urge to complete a story. This is evolution. This is the outer journey. It's the Odyssey. We all eventually return home to Ithaca, to Eden, to the Isle of Avalon. It's a state, a frequency band within our DNA that allows us to experience it, but it isn't the state. When we die, the state ends, but not the consciousness that the state allows us to access. The consciousness is so light, so delicate, so feminine. It's the subtlest breeze. It's indescribable. It's why the poets look to the clouds, the trees, the leaves, the midnight fires, the sweeping swallows. One of my favorites is Rainer Maria Rilke, and he asks, but if the endlessly dead could awake a symbol in us, perhaps they would point to the catkins hanging from the empty hazel trees. It's always something ephemeral, but lasting, that we point towards when we need to understand unity. The trees appear to die every year, but then they are again the following year, and those catkins have dropped their seeds to ensure there will always be new trees. But unity will not yield to understanding. It is our unbending essence. It is leafless. It is everlasting. It is unfeasibly beautiful. It is our home. All our metaphors lead here to this experience of awakening, enlightenment, realization. In fact, It is really normalcy. It is our ordinariness, but inside it contains everythingness. The second city is the city of unity. It is the city of oneness. It is our original innocence. All life leads here. In human beings, it leads us beyond our perception, beyond our senses, into the vibrations within our cells, within our DNA. Enlightenment, unity, is a physical phenomenon. It's not something outside the body. It requires the body. It celebrates the body. When we look at these two first gene keys, these programming partners, the prime yin and yang, we're looking at spirit and form, at energy and matter. Yet they're so inside each other that we can't tell which is which. In the tradition of the Hindu school of Advaita Vedanta, this is why they don't refer to it as oneness, but rather not two. There aren't two things anymore. There is no separation. Everything is entangled with everything else. Everything is locked in a dance with itself. It's easy to get metaphysical here, but the second city is so far from philosophy. It's the divine feminine, and the divine feminine is a mystery. It contains the masculine, so we can no longer call it feminine. All right, and real quick, I'm going to go for a smoke break. My Pop Hits banana vape. Let's end on a practical note since we're talking about the divine feminine. What does all this mean for us at home in our lives? It means we can't make a mistake. Let that truth penetrate deep into the cells of our bodies. Every gene key is saying this. It's inviting us to receive the universe through our daily lives. It's inviting us to trust, to remember the feeling of trust. We don't need to add anything to our life. We don't need to learn anything to get this. There's nothing to get. The answer is so simple. It's too simple for words. Hey! We have to learn to forgive ourselves, to realize that we don't need to try. Life is always delivering exactly what we need. Every experience is perfect. Every experience is suffused? I don't know that word. With the grace when we're able to hear it. Transformation is life. To be transformed is to be completely relaxed, like water. It's to trust in the timing of everything. It's even to trust in fear. This is what these transformational keys show us. Trust the shadow. It contains a gift. Trust everything and go on trusting everything. Trust everyone. Trust our disappointments. Trust our sexuality. Trust our longing. Trust our boredom. Trust our sadness. Trust corruption. Trust conspiracy. Trust the world. Trust the whole shebang. Know that we can never be lost and we can never be wrong because we are life itself. The only way to find unity is to dissolve. This is why the symbol is water. We have to allow all our boundaries and attachments to dissolve into life. Our life offers us this every day, in every way. We only have to melt into our own life to become one with it. The universe and all its mysteries are hanging in the air before us every day and in every way. Melt into the dream that's life. Let our heart flow out into the sea of creation. Just surrender ourselves to life. Become soft. Become like water. And that is Gene Key 2. So, what I'm picking up from this is the most important thing for us to do is to trust, is to be in a place of yes, be in a place of acceptance, and be in a place of unconditional love at all times. This is definitely a strong message about cult of wellness. It's about helping others, it's about illuminating people into new truths so they can learn more about themselves. I am so honored that you joined me today for this live stream. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and or join. I would greatly appreciate it as I would love to grow this channel. And one of my goals is to get a studio, to rent one out. So if you could help me with this endeavor, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Be well, stay wild as well.